But we also, as students, have a right to speak out for for what we believe in, and and also to oppose those policies which we don't agree with. I mean, and also, you know, in order to create policies that reflect Catholic values, I think they should also focus on all Catholic values, not just cherry picking a few here and there. Like you know, the main Catholic values I was always brought up to believe in was, you know, love thy neighbor, turn the other cheek, preferential option for the poor and the vulnerable, and you know, by only formulating this policy around the values that say, you know, you can't, that are against abortion, euthanasia, and these other practices, I think that ignores the other values when in this context, because, you know, these organizations, Sick Kids, Canadian Cancer Society, they've done so much to help so many people in our own school community. So I think, in a sense, they've kind of, so I think, in a sense, it's almost like throwing the baby out with the bathwater, in a sense, that you may have done this, in a sense, out of, you know, it could have perfectly been in good conscience. You want to, you know, stop supporting these practices that you disagree with, but at the same time, you have to keep in mind that all the other good work that these organizations do for everybody.
Margaret?
So I'm just going to talk right now about the Catholic teachings themselves. As Tom said, they are kind of cherry picking which Catholic values they want to, you know, shed the light on right now. But I think they're kind of missing the biggest ones. So the golden rule, which we've been taught since, you know, growing up, treat others the way you want to be treated. The Bible doesn't teach us to follow every single thing in the Bible, and that will make us a good Catholic. That won't make us a good person, necessarily. Jesus said, just, you know, don't follow all the rules. That doesn't make you a good person. He just said, love each other as I have loved you, treat others the way you want to be treated, and that includes, you know, how I interpret it, help everyone, you know, do what you know will benefit yourself, what you know will benefit others, don't have the intention to harm others. And also, moving aside from that a little bit, growing up in the Catholic Church, you know, I've attended a lot of Catholic ceremonies, I've attended Sunday Mass very, very often, and the thing that has stuck out to me the most as a practicing Catholic is that our religion is very, very inclusive. It's very, very welcoming. And there is no negative light shed on things that perhaps go against Catholic beliefs. And I think it's really important to note that Catholicism and Christianity, like, it's a very welcoming faith. And we don't want to turn others away because they don't believe what our fundamental beliefs are said to be. So I think that we have to keep in mind exactly what Catholic values we are trying to uphold here, and at the same time which are being jeopardized, because, you know, to some it can seem like the bigger picture of Christianity is being jeopardized here.
Samuel, anything to add to that?
Yeah, so I think the school board is taking more of a shotgun approach to this. So kind of go after everything that you don't believe in. And so, for example, my cousin works as a nurse in the ER at Sick Kids in Toronto, and she saves lives. Like, that's the matter of the fact. She saves lives. She saves children's lives specifically. And so I think cutting funding for these places, like, these places save lives, and I think as Catholics we're taught, you know, kind of help people, and if that means you can help save their life, then by all means do it. So I think not supporting these charities isn't like a very good approach to it. If the school board kind of wanted to show that they're pro-life, they should go about it maybe a different way, instead of cutting funding for charities that, like, save lives. Like the Canadian Cancer Society is doing research for a disease that still doesn't have a outright cure, and that's been like kind of plaguing humans in a sense. Like, there have been people, I know somebody who's been touched by cancer personally. And so I think not donating money to these charities, cutting the funding, it's like it's not helping them save lives.
Do you feel that if if the school board, Catholic school board, continues on this vein and doesn't withdraw this motion, that it will diminish the enthusiasm that students have for various runs, various activities that the students are involved in. You're shaking your head no.
Yeah, no, I'm saying no. It won't stop us from supporting who we want. It won't stop us from doing what we want to do, to help other people. I know that in Milton, a bunch of the schools have come together to make their own Milton Youth Relay for Life. Since we're not allowed to hold them as schools, we made our own. Like, it's not stopping us. We still believe what we believe. The school board can't force us to believe certain things, just like we can impose our beliefs on them. It's kind of, it's a two-way thing, and we learn to adapt, we learn to accept these things, but we don't change our beliefs based on things that we cannot change. And we won't let that stop us.